I want to welcome all of you here today to this tremendous 30th anniversary of United Soul. Appreciate all of you being here. We're going to start our festivities today with the invitation of the Reverend Smith Sharp, who is the pastor of Discovery Christian Church. Reverend Sharp.
It's such a pleasure to be here today and to be able to celebrate this day with Buddy and Sally, and even to begin it with prayer. It's great to know that business is alive and well in Catawba County, and also that faith is alive and well in Catawba County. So with that in mind, let's just start. So, Father, we know that you are the giver of all good. That all we have, all the grace, all the love, all the hope, and all the freedom, all the joy that we possess is a gift from your hands. We don't forget that. The successes of our businesses, of our families, of all of our relationships, that, Father, they are a gift from your hands. And so we just take this moment, this time, we just set it aside just to acknowledge that you are God, that we're not, that you have the strength, that you have the power, that you possess the lordship over our lives. And so, Father, I'm just grateful to stand here today in celebration of this business and the people that built it. Their creativity, their wisdom, their strength, their desire. Lord, to just create something, and then to give you the glory for it. And so, Lord, that's what we do. We give you thanks, and we give you honor, and we give you praise. In Christ's name.
We would next like to introduce Mike Wolf, who will sing the national anthem. Everyone, please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
sports like we do. About 21, our people last two words, don't play ball. Before we introduce people up here, most of you all know anyway, the two of the co-owners, Buddy Jackson and Alan, asked me to thank the governor for being here because he talked with other co-owners, Barbara, who he referred to as boss lady, picked her right out of the crowd. It made her clean her office. And the governor really needs to get in touch with the Department of Archives and think we found an original copy of the Declaration of Independence. Now, Barbara, not to be outdone, make sure that Mama has the last word, said if you come to Sunday dinner, she got her house cleaned up. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the people here at our head table. It's really difficult when you start to establish a head table because everybody here is special. Everybody is part of this celebration has helped make it a day for these people to look back at their accomplishments and to look forward to the future with all of you. So we thank all of you, everybody part of the head table. To my immediate left is Governor Croy. He doesn't need any other introduction. We appreciate, Governor, you being here. We are blessed to have one of the most progressive governors in the state. We think the most progressive governor in the state. Thank you. Beside the governor is Dr. Jared. And he is the president of the Catawba Valley Community College. Thank you, Doctor, for being here. He is dedicated and they have worked very hard on the programs for youth out there in combination with the governor's office and with United, and they have a very good program. Seated to his immediate left is Henshaw. That's one of those things. I ate one of those minutes that goes by. Dr. Henshaw, Joseph A. Jackson. And I distinguish that. Everybody knows he's a buddy, but I put Joseph A., one of the owners of the Mountains of United. Seated beside him is his son Joseph. To their immediate left is Lori Price, who is the director of the Catawba Valley Furniture Academy, that is doing such a good job with the youth out there. Seated to their left is Mayor of Hickory, Rudy Wright. And his immediate left is Lee Moretz, Governor Connor. Mayor of Connor. Is the election over? I guarantee you there's something for registration. To my immediate right is our Sheriff Corey Reed here in Catawba County. Seated beside him is Alan Martin, one of the founders and co-owners of United. And to his right is Barbara Benfield, the other co-founder and owner of United. To their right is J. Jeremiah West with say that. And to his right is J. Jeremiah West. You can imagine, with as many people as we have, this head table has changed by the dozen times. So don't shoot the messenger. It's just one of those things we appreciate. To his right is Scott Andre from Wolf, who's seated down here. And we have Sheriff Coleman. Sheriff Coleman, we have Sheriff Coleman still here. Now, in addition to that, we have all of you who are customers and who are suppliers. We are happy that you are here. You're what made this possible. And we appreciate every single one of you. We also have a large contingent of our law enforcement. We want to applaud our law enforcement, We have various county officials and local city officials. If you would, all of you elected officials, stand up. Wherever you are. Let's get them. These are people that are in the trenches every day trying to help do what our governor is trying to do in North Carolina, bring back industry to the state of North Carolina and make us number one in the nation. We can do that. Without further ado, I want to introduce Buddy Jackson for some brief remarks, and he will introduce to you our featured speaker, the Governor of North Carolina.
Hey everybody. Rebuilding North Carolina's economy and preparing our state for future generations have been top priorities for Governor Pat McCrory. Since entering office in January 2013, his incentives to cut taxes and corporate taxes and get rid of debt have helped North Carolina provide sector create more than 260,000 jobs. Manufacturing has been a large part of that growth. With those new jobs created, over 17,700 jobs have been in manufacturing. Maintaining North Carolina's position as the #1 state in the Southeast for manufacturing. To build on this progress, Governor Pat McCrory has combined education and workforce development reforms as well as the Connect NC Bound proposal that, if passed, will invest in our state's education, agricultural, state parks, public safety, and other infrastructures. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Pat McCrory.
Happy birthday to you guys. So, 30th birthday. That's about the year I was born.
This is the best of America right here in this room. This is the best of North Carolina right here in this room. And I need to thank United Southern, and I need to thank every one of the suppliers for hanging in there during the tough times. Because there were some tough times. I remember right after I got elected, I came up here to Butler County and also visited Caldwell County. And the unemployment rate was over 10%. And there were a lot of people hurt. I remember going up to the Google facility and we wrecked our car. We ran into the gate there. But of course, that's not the rest. But people were hurt. And we needed to make some dramatic changes in state government and become more business friendly and do everything we can to support those businesses that were barely hanging on by a thread. And I just wanted to say thank you to all this great company and all the suppliers for hanging in there. Because I knew you were having to make some very, very difficult decisions. You could have easily closed up shop and given up, but you didn't. And you didn't for several reasons. One is to care for your employees. Another reason, you love your product that you were making and no one else could do it better. And third, you love our country, you love this state. And you have a commitment to this. And this is the ultimate entrepreneur company right here. A company that started basically from scratch out of 2 pickup trucks. Is that not the best of America? A company that starts out of 2 pickup trucks? And to have it grow and not only impact, I might add, this immediate county and Hickory and Conover, but you're impacting the entire region in all North Carolina. In fact, there's a company in here today, a representative who just moved from Belgium. Raise your hand. Last time I saw him, he was in some slick European suit, talking a funny accent from Europe. And now he's wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt. He works out of High Point, where we converted a mill in High Point. And guess who one of his major suppliers is? United Southern. So he's created, I think, 30 to 40 jobs in the short time he's been here. Moved from Belgium and his family. And he's dependent upon United Southern, along with a lot of these other suppliers. So we're representing in this room hundreds upon hundreds of jobs for North Carolina. And this is at a time when a lot of people gave up on manufacturing. I remember hearing 5-10 years ago, people, leaders in our state and our nation, telling manufacturing's dead, it's always got to be high-tech from now on. And I always disagreed with that. Because this is the fabric of North Carolina. Isn't that appropriate word, fabric of North Carolina, where we are right now? This is where we make things, we design things, we innovate things, we produce things, we build things, we fix things. If we don't have that type of industry in North Carolina in our country, we die because we can't live off the service industry alone. We can't live off of government alone. This is the type of business that keeps our communities and our town centers going, whether it be downtown Hickory or Conover. And so we need to do everything we can to support this type of industry. And that's why we did initially lower the corporate tax and the income tax to support these kind of companies, because we weren't even competitive with our next door neighbors in South Carolina, Virginia, or Tennessee, much less the competition throughout the world. And we had to become more competitive. That's why we had to reduce and pay off $2.6 billion in debt of unemployment. And now, as of last month, we can lower your unemployment tax, which now you can put more money in the pockets of your employees. And the other thing I want to briefly talk about is that one of the great challenges we have in our country, and yes, we have this state, we have some people here that are just, this county, Catawba County, is a leader in filling the skills gap that we have in our country and in the state. And right now we have a shortage of people who can make things, fix things, repair things, electricians, HVAC people, engineers, nurses, IT professionals, sewers, you name it. People want to understand those are great careers, and we cannot lose those basic vocational type of jobs. I still call them vocation. I went to Ragsdale High School. I know it's not politically correct. I still do that. Because people understand what we're talking about. Those are jobs we should be proud of. And these are jobs that we need to keep our economy going. And I want to thank the community college in this area, and I also want to thank the great academy that we have here. And in training, the official name of the academy is Catawba Valley Furniture Academy. Catawba Valley Furniture Academy, which I have visited, it is one of the most outstanding role models of how to fit a region's need to support industry. And you need to give them a round of applause in your So what are we going to do about the future? We can't spike the ball about the great success companies like this are having, and you are having right now, because we've got to remain competitive. You know, my friend Nikki Haley in South Carolina, we are very good friends, we're very competitive. And so is the neighbor in Virginia, and so is Bill Haslam in Tennessee. We're all looking for jobs, and we're going to do everything we can to grow jobs. So what are we going to do in the future? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to help fill this skills gap. And I'm convinced the state that fills the talent gap and skills gap to meet industry needs is a state and is going to win the competition in the future. I'm convinced of that. So we've got to do everything to support you in that effort, support the investors in this effort. Because as they put their capital and their ingenuity into this, and their sweat equity into this, if they can't find the talent, these companies are going to close. So, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, we've got to make sure we spend the money right in our educational system. And that's why on the bonds that we're having on March the 15th, the election started yesterday, actually, it started right now, is we're investing new money into our community colleges and into our universities. But it's not giving them a blank check. We want our community colleges, like what you're doing now in Catawba County, we want you to invest in those occupations where we have skills gaps. And those are usually the training that takes more time, that the instructors are more expensive, the capital equipment to train them is difficult to get. And it's not the easy classes to take. And you actually have to recruit and find students. And one thing you're doing right here in this county is you're bringing middle school students to visit in middle school, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, 10th graders. I remember, you're touring them through the academy. We've got to convince this next generation that there's a great career. Right here at United Summit and all the suppliers that they're helping out. So you're doing it. You guys get it. So at the state level, we need to put the money to continue to support those academies and your community college and the universities in this area. Western Carolina University right now has a terrible science lab, which we need a good shortage of scientists right now. And the lab equipment is 1950s, and we're supposed to be training engineers, scientists for the 2015 21st century, and we're not, 16. We're not doing it. North Carolina A&T, we have engineering buildings that were built in 1930. And they aren't the engineering equipment and buildings that are suitable to train engineers for the next century. And they deserve better. And we need to invest. So if we need to invest, it's when we're going to invest. If we're going to be competitive in the next century. And we need to supply these engineers and mechanics and electricians, sewers, people who can fix things. And that's where the money's going to go to from this bond campaign. And by the way, we need to maintain the quality of life that we have in North Carolina. There's no better quality of life than North Carolina is. When I was coming in here and I see the mountains, and I then fly right over Lake Hickory and see the Catawba River, man, the quality of life is second to none. Second to no one. But we've got to maintain that. That's why I also believe we need to put money into our state parks. We have some incredible state parks. We live in a short driving distance from where we are right now. You cannot take them for granted. There are state parks where we haven't updated the campgrounds, the shelters are falling apart, the boat ramps are in bad shape. I think we need to reinvest in those. If not now, when? Or do we just let them decay? Our state parks are protecting our environment and they're helping the next generation enjoy the beautiful outdoors and not always sit in front of video games. We got to do this. And then, by the way, in the great outdoors, they learn how to fix things, don't they? This is the beginning of learning how to fix basic knowledge of problem solving. So we're putting money into our parks. And the last area I want to talk about is putting money into our guards. In fact, we have about 90 armories in North Carolina, most of them built right after World War II. They're in horrible shape. And we don't have sufficient training facilities for the Guard at this point in time. I'm the commander of the Guard. And I take that job very seriously. And I listen to my adjutant general because he's the person who knows what's going on. We don't have the facilities to train the men and women coming up from Afghanistan and Iraq, nor the men and women who are helping us during hurricanes, storms, and floods. And believe me, you've had some floods here during my first term. And we depend upon these men and women. So I just want to let you know, this is our investment to help this company for the next generation. And the generation after that, and the generation after that. And I just want to, Catawba County and Hickory and Newton County is one of the best teams that I've ever seen as I travel the state. We brag on you across other parts of the state. And look at the two mayors sitting right next to each other. They're the church there. They get along. Even though he's running for governor. My wife's going to vote for him. And then you got the mayor for life here in Hickory. I was 14 years mayor of Charlotte. I told Melvin we served longer than 14 years. Rudy said it's 15th year. But you got two great mayors. And by the way, you've got some great representatives. And you've got Representative Sepsers in here.
Yeah, I believe so.
We thank him very much. And Jay Adams is in here too. Jay, thank you very much. I didn't realize you were at that table. We were way down here. And we've got some great county commissioners. Kitty Barnes is here. Kitty, I got to eat next with you. And also, we've got a lot of people. Sheriff, you've got two of the great sheriffs here, Coy and Chris. They're rock stars in this area. Donald Duncan, the Conover City Manager. And Barbara Bailey also. Barbara, I love you all the time I see you. You're fantastic. Thanks for, you were bragging on the academy and bringing the people together. We appreciate that very much. And also, I want to introduce Lou Whitmore, who is the Board of Transportation representatives for this region. I'm telling you, in fact, I think you were in Raleigh yesterday probably at the meeting. He is going back and forth to Raleigh. He gets nothing for doing that. He's a volunteer. So y'all need to give Lou a round of applause. So what's our challenge? Our challenge is to leave this place a better place than when we arrived. And that's exactly what the management for this company is doing. It's leaving this company even better for the next generation of leaders. It's our responsibility as government and mayors and community representatives and community college presidents to leave this place better than when we arrived. And that means we got to start investing now in preparing the next generation. God bless each one of you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
What's really good is we have a governor that says what he's going to do, does what he says. That's a big change in today's world. Let's give it another. She told me to pronounce it, so I said. I'd like to reintroduce Buddy Jackson. Buddy has some remarks he'd like to make too. Thank you.
We're really tickled that the governor recognizes us the way he does. I'd like to recognize a few people that have inspired me through the years to try to make this a better place for all of us to live. A lot of them are here today, and they're not in any particular order, but they inspired Barbara, Al, and myself to do things in a different way. Buddy Sherrill, he's sitting back here. Tommy Fox, Rick Coffey, Mark Webb, Sonny Roseman, Max Thor, Larry Wright, a lot of people in this area that care about the community. We're all in it together, we work well together, and we have made it, and we're going to continue to work toward keeping our jobs here and then not go to China.
Yeah.
So on behalf of the owners, members, and managers of United Sewing Machine Sales, I want to welcome each and every one of you to our 30th anniversary celebration. 30 years ago, we began our journey out of the back of 2 used pickup trucks. As we worked on the machines of our customers, we noticed that most, if not all, the machines we encountered were from foreign manufacturers. Repairs were often delayed by the difficulty in obtaining the necessary parts. Technology related to the machines we worked on was out of date and out of touch with the rapidly changing world of computer-related technology. This resulted in lost productivity and increased cost of production. Outsourcing of production became necessary for many companies to simply survive. Many of the companies we grew up with closed or worse yet, ceased production in the United States, moving their production to China, Mexico, or Vietnam, resulting in the loss of thousands of jobs. How could this happen in America? Clearly, the America we grew up in, which led the world in production of high-quality machinery, had lost the desire for quality in the search for higher profit. When China asked to purchase our technology, we said no. And how was that? We wanted to save our technology for our customers to make products here in the USA. Where others saw loss, we saw opportunity. We felt that uniting our efforts, we could make a difference. It was from this belief that our name United was born. We believe with hard work, ingenuity, and attention to detail, we could produce high-quality machinery designed to grow with the changing demands of the furniture industry. Since we were the new kids on the block, we literally had to build our company from the ground up. Luckily, each of us had grown up in the sewing machine business. We knew that was valuable, what was valuable, and its limitations. We took the logical yet unusual next step of talking to those who worked on the machines to determine what they needed to compete in the ever-changing market. We then set about building it right here at the top of County, North Carolina. While we certainly didn't have the huge factories, equipment of our competitors, we likewise didn't have the huge overhead that would translate it into higher cost of production. We soon found that we could not only compete, but we could prevail in our market by producing specific needs equipment which used less power, was greener and more user-friendly and more ergonomically correct. Also requiring less maintenance than those produced by our competition. We set out to make a better mousetrap, and as the old saying goes, the increased speed, reliability, and quality of production soon set our machines apart from our competition. We developed integrated systems to allow our small companies to compete due to their increased productivity and decrease the cost of their daily production. We work with our customers and, more importantly, listen to their workers. regarding to what worked and what didn't. As each new generation of equipment was produced, we made the requested changes rather than to simply continue to sell products with known limitations. We worked with our suppliers, of whom many are here today, to develop and offer to our customers the materials that best suited the machinery we offer to the industry. The more vertical we became, the greater opportunity we have for our customers. Rather than to have you, our customers, suffer through the elimination process as to what products work best, we did that for you, and in so doing, help you produce better products with less waste in a shorter time. Our dedication to development, new approaches to old problems, has set us apart in a time when many of our competitors were more interested in their profit rather than your needs and your production. This attitude has been the guiding force behind our success. Your success is the best measure of our company's success. Many of you gathered here today have grown with us over the years and are more like family than customers or suppliers. When you have questions, we provide answers. We don't have to outsource your request to the manufacturer. We are the manufacturer. When certain products simply don't work, we aggressively work with you to determine what new products or approaches best suit your needs or your companies. The two old pickup trucks have been replaced by a fleet of modern service and delivery vehicles which work out our locations in Hickory, North Carolina and Tupelo, Mississippi. But you can rest assured that we have never forgotten where we come from, who we are, or who helped us on our journey. Not a day passes if we don't take time to thank the good Lord for blessing us with the finest customers, suppliers, and employees anyone could ever ask for. We feel that we have a responsibility to give back to our employees, our community, and our environment. Through our association with the Bible Valley Community College and other community-based programs, we are helping prepare a new generation of workers for our manufacturers. The coming challenges of the manufacturers will be faced with not having enough skilled labor. We are creating the bridge for that labor. In this way, the dream will never die. Early on, we realized that going green was not only fashionable, it was necessary to ensure the world we leave to our children and our grandchildren is better than the world we inherited. The recent strides made in solar power, less toxic lubricants, and better methods of recycling have the potential to pay huge dividends, not only to our company, but also to our community and our planet. The old saying, to whom much is given, much is expected, is certainly true when it comes to better and safer methods of production. We have embraced this concept and lead the way in our industry in each of these areas. We are proud to say that our company is now recognized as the greenest producer of our type equipment in the nation. We are also proud to say that through our recent investment in solar power, we are now a producer of green, clean energy, rather than simply a customer of the power company. Through these efforts and the combined efforts of our elected officials, we have helped our county and our state reclaim its rightful place as a high-quality producer of American-made goods. Today we celebrate not just our success, but rather we celebrate a rebirth of American spirit that made our nation truly great. With the greatest customers, the greatest suppliers, and the greatest teammates, comes the greatest need for new and better approaches to preserve and protect our industry, our workers, and through them, communities and our nation. Together we have changed the culture of profit before quality back to its proper order. As we all know, quality builds sales, which develop profit. Together through our communities, our commitments to honesty, integrity, craftsmanship, and quality in production, we have paved the way for a rebirth of the furniture industry. Many have pronounced dead or dying. ensuring that as it is produced, the language required is English, not Chinese. United we stand, and united we will succeed at taking back our industrial birthright. Today, as we celebrate, I want to thank each of you for your trust and dedication to our vision over the years. We look forward to a long and prosperous association with you and others that come as we move forward in the bright future we have all helped to create, and more importantly, ensure. From the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank each and every one of you for traveling with us on this journey.
Y'all just gonna have to leave. We sure appreciate yourself for being here. Thank you so much. Everybody having a good time? You put a bunch of stuff you're gonna have food and somebody talking. We got this program. The next person I want to introduce to you is Dr. Gary Henshaw. He's going to give us some remarks about the college here. Let's welcome Dr. Henshaw.
Thank you very much, and what a great day it is tonight. So, this is celebrating this community. And a lot of people think, when you take the governor off the platform, y'all know that I don't have to. This is a great celebration. It's a great effort. And it's about you all, the employees that have committed to this industry. It's about the owners that have made a commitment to this area. And it's about partnership. We are no longer able to exist alone. We have to work together. The United Zoe has made a commitment to Cobb Valley Community College to assure the future of the manufacturing sector of furniture is bright for a long time. I want to thank Buddy and Joseph and the rest of the owners for seeing the value of what we could create as a community college and building a pipeline for the future for our young people. Joseph, little Joseph, is a graduate of Cobb Valley Community College, and now he is giving back to our institution because he's at that furniture academy every night making sure every machine is working the way it's supposed to work. And I'd like to give the partners, and especially those that are putting their boots on the ground, and something that's going to make a difference in this future for doing what they need to do. Let's give Joseph. We're not doing it alone. We have several of the other partners here that are making this Furniture Academy possible for the future. We have public schools, Mark Story's back here, who's working with us to assure that we're starting early. It's about changing mindsets and being able to bring our partners together and really work to paint a future that's productive, to paint a future that's positive for this community's good. So we thank all of you, and on behalf from Cobb Valley Community College, congratulations to United Zoe for not just being a great company, but for being a real partner. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Joseph Jackson, who is going to give us some additional comments.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day today. As the son of one of the founders of United Sewing, I've literally grown up in the business. The machines in the plant are always fascinating to me, and as I sweat the floors in my youth, that's what I started doing here when I was about 10. And as I matured, I became more and more fascinated with the machine. And that's when I really started my journey with United when I graduated high school and when I started at Cobb Valley Community College. Working daily with my father and my grandmother is absolutely amazing. It's challenging and rewarding, but most rewarding. I soon discovered that the only constant in this industry is change. And the rapid changes of our industry offer our generation and manufacturers and suppliers great opportunities and challenges. As we face these challenges, we can either hit them head on, or we can simply let the opportunity pass us by. Unlike many of those who seek a career in various aspects of the furniture industry, we would like to look at the furniture industry and think that we've been blessed by being put in this position. Like I said before, the opportunity to work with my dad and my grandmother, and also Adam, has been phenomenal. And ever since day one, they have always told me that you had to have passion for what you do. You wanted to be successful, you had to be passionate. And I believe that through education, both on and off of the job force, we are able to not only discover the rich history of our industry, we are also able to help map the future. And with the advances that we have here, we are able to achieve in manufacturing what only could have been dreamt of not too long ago. While new and exciting developments are available, they do no one any good unless they are made aware of the technology and the technology being utilized in the commercial setting. The growth and success of the companies many of you here today represent did not come by accident. It came as a product of hard work, attention to detail, and an adventuresome spirit that challenged you and those working for you to think outside of the box and push the envelope of innovation. Here at United, Mars dreams are our reality. If we want to continue to be of value, we must be able to make provide more successful machinery, training, and innovations that allow our customers to take their production to the next level. We try to address the needs of each individual customer as they are presented to us, because each individual customer has their own way of doing things. And we know that in order to utilize new systems and create production and to increase production at the same time in a proper manner, then we needed to reduce downtime. And we've made numerous advancements in our equipment to reduce downtime, which ultimately increases productivity. I've been working closely with Papa Valley Furniture Academy, Dr. Henshaw, and Ms. Lloyd Price, and they're truly an inspiration to me. They have a can-do-it attitude, which is the same attitude we share here at United. The opportunity to work with the staff and the students at CBC is amazing. Every week I get to teach students something new. Every week I get to learn something new. And it has been an amazing experience for me personally. The students' questions and eagerness to learn about the machines and what they can do to properly maintain the machine and make sure that they have the competitive edge over all the sewers is amazing. As many of you arrived today, you may or may not have noticed that we have just completed a solar array on our roof. And the array consists of 990 solar panels, which are state-of-the-art, and they also allow us to not only produce enough energy to eclipse our power bill, but we are actually producing an excess of energy that is purchased back by big energies. This addition, together with other green activities in our facility, have made our facility one of a kind. This is an example of our dedication in making changes to help our local environment and help future generations be sure that they have a place to work. Here at United, we believe that dreams can come true if you simply take the initiative to work towards them. I have already spoken far longer than I intended. However, the passion that our United team shares for excellence is contagious. I caught it as a child and feel compelled to spread it to new generations. We need to ensure that as the torch is passed to the next generation, that the light does not dim nor flicker on our watch. Through education and commitment to the core values that made us great, our efforts will continue to make a difference in our community, our industry, and in our nation. We are American strong all day long. And we thank each and every one of you for being a part of our journey and turning dreams into reality. Thank you.
Prior to introducing our next speaker, some people I think we just need to give a round of applause to. Connie Smith, the decoration you see here, Connie's responsible for that. She and Barbara will give them a round of applause. Connie, Travis, where are you? Travis helped set up the chairs and helped us do all the things here. Let's get Travis. Down here, the rhythm chairs, help put those chairs right where they're seated. I'd also like to thank Chuck and his crew. They are from the Hosteller Mansion, Chuck's father, for the good food we've had. Everybody have plenty to eat? I would next like to introduce Jeremiah West, who will give some remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeremiah West. I'm President and CEO of Global Energy Products, better known as GPP Solar. I'm actually from this area. My father works in the furniture industry, and I now live in Asheville, but for the last 2.5 years spent most of my time here in Hickory. We did the installation on solar on this building, along with LED lighting and a new roof. And one thing that kind of caught my eye about this company in particular was, when they put their mind to something, they do it. I'll have to say this was the quickest process as far as a customer that I've ever had. We met literally about this time last year, and on the second meeting, we signed a contract and started about a month later as soon as the weather broke. Solar, unfortunately, in our state doesn't always have the greatest name, but one thing that we're doing differently, and as has United and several other companies, Cider Paper and Clean Sport Racers down the street, here on Table Boulevard, we are putting the energy where it's used, which is at the facility. We're not tearing trees down. United Sewing needed a roof, so we actually, they now, as Joseph said, eclipse their monthly use, plus in the summertime, they'll be selling a couple $1,000 worth of power back to the power company each month. Now that power, the excess power actually goes to the neighbor next door. So it's truly being used by this area and not necessarily being sent away, which is sometimes a misconception. I just want to thank the United Sewing for taking that green initiative and, showing the community that they're going to make that type of investment. They're going to be here for a long time. And as, we continue to do other projects here in Catawba County, I would encourage other companies, suppliers here today, to look at what your green initiative is for your company. And we'd love to help you walk down that path when possible. And again, congratulations for 30 wonderful years, buddy, Alan, Barbara, and thank you guys for the opportunity.
Next, I'd like to call Alan. Alan has some presentations, and he also has an introduction.
Quote a little scripture, so to speak. I want to recite something, the preamble of the Declaration of Independence. I think that looking back this day and time is very important to where we came from. And who are the founders of this great country who are ready to do what we can do, what they said. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and ordained by the Creator with certain inalienable rights. Notice the word creator. They knew who God was. I just think that's important.
that we remember that. And that's what we try to remember. Among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Just words from the past that should be our guide into the future, I believe. And I'd like to thank them for that, for giving us that heritage here in this country. And I'd like to thank United Sewing, for United Sewing. I think without him in our past, we would not be where we are today. He's been very responsible, and I know a lot of you guys feel the same way about your businesses. I just thought that needed to be said when I start thanking people. He's number one for me. We have some sports buddies, my partner of 30 years, in Barbara. I'd like to thank him first, because without their help, we couldn't do anything. We've worked hard, and we've done a lot of hours, and the results are what you see today. And we're thankful for them. And of course, over the last 30 years, we've had a lot of employees that have come and gone, but we still have a lot of our staff today that are here, and I'd like to thank each and every one of them for their contributions, because of course, without the employees that we have, we could not do anything either. And last, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank all of our partners in the business, as we've already said, who have given us the gift of letting us serve them through the years. And without their help as customers, we wouldn't be here either. So it takes the whole cycle to make it all work. We have three people we want to recognize that are long-time employees. Bert Smith. again to thank all of you that take the time to be here. This is an important milestone. Not many companies can say that they started in the back of 2 pickup trucks and are here 30 years later, not smaller, but larger, still part of Tacoma County, with people that grew up here, that work here, that look at people to work here, and are bringing back the dream that America has. Let's give one more round. All right.